Hello. Today I wanted to talk about the openEuler, like the Linux operating system distribution I found, and so I did more software installation on this OS distribution, and I found out a very interesting problem that I would like to share here. So basically, this is all the software package I installed in the openEuler. So, I have been developing a Cilium VTEP integration feature for a while. So I wanted to test out how the Cilium software works on this openEuler distribution, because the Cilium works well on the CentOS, but CentOS is going to be discontinued with the CentOS screen replacement. So I wanted to find a OS distribution with long-term support and as my development machine. So for Cilium or any other open source software project I'm interested in, for example, this PWRU packet, where are you tool also is useful to troubleshoot a network problem. So anyway, and this is all the software I tried on this openEuler, and I'm going to tell you now the problem I have and the journey for me to find out the answer to the problem. And yeah, so anyway, here is I have a KVM virtual, I have a KVM hypervisor host here, and I run openEuler as a guest machine, and also a CentOS, another guest machine. So I deployed the Cilium and K3s on both OS distribution. So on the CentOS, it works fine. So this is my CentOS virtual machine. I deployed Cilium and K3s. So as you can see here, it's running. Cilium agent is running fine. This is a Cilium agent. And I also deployed the nginx ingress controller, which also works fine running. And and a core DNS, metrics server, a local path provisioner. This is from K3s, which also running fine. So as a background, basically, I deployed the K3s with this simple bash script. And then after I deploy the K3s, after I install the K3s with this bash script, I deploy the Cilium CNI. So yeah, so this is a script I used to deploy the K3s and the Cilium on both openEuler and the CentOS 8. And also I wanted to, I followed this nginx ingress controller documentation and follow this installation with manifest, because sometimes in my day job, I may needed to support this nginx ingress controller. So I wanted to deploy it on openEuler and the CentOS, and just if customer has any issue, I could have a lab to reproduce customer issue. And yeah, so that's initially triggers me to test this on openEuler and CentOS distribution with this simple bash script on F5 Dev Central, F5 Cilium. And yeah, in my previous video also, when I run the openEuler, I downloaded the from this openEuler.org. I just basically downloaded this x86-64 QQL2 image, and then basically start up the virtual machine from this QQL2 virtual image. Yeah, so that's so this is CentOS, and everything runs fine. But if we go to the openEuler and with the same deployment, we have problem here. And so the Cilium agent actually is running fine. And but if you look at it, the nginx ingress controller and the local path provisioner, which is from the K3s, and the metric server from K3s, core DNS from K3s, they are all in crash loop back off. Okay, so I also deployed a Troubleshoot troubleshooting container pod. It works fine. So let's look at this nginx ingress controller log and see what's the problem. So let's log this pod in ingress namespace. And you can see here this log. So this nginx ingress controller is trying to collect to this IP port, but got timeout. So if we look for what is this 10.43.01.443 IP port, it is and we can see here it's Kubernetes services cluster IP. So 10.43.01 is the cluster IP, and that's the Kubernetes services. We can describe these services. Kubernetes. Let's copy paste this Kubernetes services. Oh, maybe could be system. Kubernetes. Okay, let's just get it all services. Let's see. Well, let's grab. Let's BC. Yeah, so this is the Kubernetes services. Previously, I thought it's in the Kubi system namespace. No, it's in the default namespace. Sorry for the the error. So here is the Kubernetes services, and we can see here the backend. This is the backend port. That's 6443, and that's the this is the endpoints. 192.168.176. So that's the backend services, which is the actual, that's the K3S API server. So as you can see, this IP address is the node IP address, K3S node IP address. And the 6443 is the API server, the Kubernetes API server. So what this tells us is that this nginx ingress controller may have a problem connecting to the node API server. Okay, so. And we have another, we have a few pods not working, so we can, so this is the nginx ingress controller. We can look at this core DNS and see what's the problem. Describe, yeah, logs, let's get the logs. And as you can see here, it also has the same collection error to the Kubernetes API server services. And yeah, so how we troubleshoot this problem? It looks like if I log all the pods in crash loop backup state, all the pod they are trying to collect to the Kubernetes API services and failed. And those working, if you notice the working pod, like the Cilium agent pod and the let shoot pod. So the let shoot pod will not try to collect to the Kube API server. So yeah, it's not failing. The Cilium agent, though, it should also collect to the Kubernetes API server services, but it's not. It's working fine. And if we notice the difference, though, the Cilium agent has a pod IP that is same as the K3S load IP. On the other hand, the nginx ingress controller, the pod has it has pod IP from the pod CIDR subnet. So that's the difference from between the Cilium agent and those crash loop backup pods. Okay, so And so how we can troubleshoot this network problem? It is on this one single K3S load, and so we know there's a network problem, and what a tool we can use to troubleshoot this problem. And so the first thing I think of is the PWRU, packed word RU, that I used before. Yeah, but let's do more tests. And because on the CentOS, it works fine. And we have this Troubleshoot, so we can start from Troubleshoot pod. Let's log into the Troubleshoot pod. And we can maybe do a simple test. Okay. But copy that shoot. I can't get it to the. So this we have. Shoot. Dash. Okay, so here we can get into the Troubleshoot pod, but I wonder why I can't get into this Troubleshoot on the CentOS. Get pod. Troubleshoot. Dash. No such host. You know what? I'm going to uninstall this K3S on the CentOS. It looks like there's some problem with this K3S installation. So one nice thing about the K3S is you can use this K3S-uninstall script to uninstall K3S. And then you can reinstall the K3S. Okay, and at the same time here, let's get into the Troubleshoot pod on the openEuler virtual machine. So let's do a simple telnet, just manual test to the Kubernetes API server services 443. And we can see here, there's no prompt, like nothing output here. And okay, let's go to, so this CentOS still uninstall the K3S. So you can see here, there's on the openEuler, the Troubleshoot pod, we try to collect to the API server services. There's no response. And at the same time, we can log in, open another SSH window. And remember, we can use this PWRU tool. Let's use this to show if any problem. Okay.